Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Gay Travel for the Rest of Us. I'm Scott, your host from Rainbow Getaways, and this week I'll be taking you through some of the best deals that you'll find, some of the hottest news, and my personal thoughts on where the travel industry is going. This week I'll talk about Virgin Voyages, what's happening with Crystal Cruises, as well as some information about Cozumel. I'll take a look at some of the best ways to spend your stimulus money, with a few great deals at Club Med as well as Sandals. So let's jump into it. This week's the first topic is Virgin Voyages. Now, Virgin Voyages, in honor of the annual Women's Day, released the name of their latest lady ship, the Resilient Lady. The Resilient Lady is a sister ship of the Scarlet Lady, and she will be sailing out of Athens doing Greek itineraries. Now, Virgin Voyages does still have the wave offer going on until the end of this month, March 31st of 2021. That will give you 10% off your voyage fare, as well as up to $400 of spending money in sea loot. Now, if you do pay off your cruise in full at the time of booking, you'll receive an additional 10%, and these do stack, so you can save 20% on your total cruise fare. That's a fantastic deal and something that I have not seen any other cruise line actually do as a running type of promotion. Now, next up, we have Crystal Cruise. Now, Crystal Cruise is a all-inclusive luxury brand. It is a fantastic product, but what makes them noteworthy this week is that they will be starting to sail in July out of the Bahamas. So they are setting up to start cruising regardless of what the CDC says. So if you are looking to get onto a ship sooner rather than later, they are definitely an option for you to consider. Now, talking about trying to find ways around the CDC ban, Cozumel has started petitioning the cruise lines to home port out of that area. And now this is an interesting idea and something that could happen. However, Cozumel does have a few logistical concerns that would have to be addressed, such as how to get thousands of passengers to the port and through that airport in a single day, as well as how to get the provisions for that ship and all the other ships that would be leaving from there as the home port every single week. Being that this is an island that can be a little bit difficult for it to be accomplished, but where there's a will, there is a way. Now, next up, I want to talk about the Alaska cruise season. Now, some of us in the industry are optimistic that it could happen. I personally think that it will be outright canceled, just like it was in 2020, but there is some hope. A couple of those options would be to do a delayed Alaska year. So instead of starting in May like we typically do, start those ships up in late July or just do a couple of weeks there. The other option would be to work with Congress. The Passenger Service Vessel Act makes it very difficult, and so it would take an act of Congress to overturn that, because as it stands today, every cruise ship that sails from a U.S. home port needs to stop at a distant foreign port, or in this case, Victoria or Vancouver. That counts, but because Canada has stopped international cruising for the foreseeable future, that isn't an option. There is one exception to this rule, which is Pride of America by Norwegian Cruise Line that sails the Hawaiian Islands. Now, the reason it can get around this is because it is under U.S. flag, which means it's under U.S. laws for labor and every other aspect, and so that's why it can stop at just U.S. ports. Now, the last option would be to have Canada actually allow them to tie up at the port, maybe take on provisions or let off trash or something, but not actually let anybody off the ship. I think that is probably the most likely thing to happen. Now, that's a win-win for the cruise line as well as the Canadian ports, because the cruises can still happen, as well as the Canadian ports will be making that money from the port fees, and so we can get some more money flowing into their local economies as well. As I'm sure you're well aware, President Biden did sign the America Rescue Plan. It gave every American adult $1,400 as long as they were under the income thresholds. Now, if you're looking at ways to spend that money, I can help you with that. There are some amazing deals. We already talked about the ones that Virgin Voyages is offering. Now, if you're looking for something domestically, Club Med is a great option. They are one of the only U.S. soil all-inclusive resorts that's located here in Florida on the East Coast. They are currently running a 45% off special that gives you a great deal and a way to spend that stimulus money without actually dipping into your regular funds. Now, lastly, Sandals, which is one of my favorite resorts, and you'll probably hear me talk about it quite a bit, is running a special St. Patty's Day special that goes through March 19th. Now, this does give you the choice of $250 spa credit, a $250 tour credit for an excursion, or a catamaran cruise for two. Now, if you're on the fence about booking an all-inclusive Sandals vacation, this might just be that thing that gets you over the edge. And if you are interested in taking advantage of this, reach out to me and I can help walk you through the process and make sure that all of your travel arrangements are completed. Thank you for watching this week's of Gay Travel for the Rest of Us. I'm Scott with Rainbow Getaways, the premier LGBTQ travel concierge. I take care of all the travel planning that you need and make sure that all you have to worry about is when to show up at the airport. Have a great rest of your night and have a fantastic weekend. And remember, keep it classy, keep it happy, and keep it gay.